Hello and welcome back to the Eternian Stories channel. I'm Cora, and today we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be trying to write a new story, I think, because I do want to try something new while I'm working on Project Red. I can't work on only one story at a time, so I do want to start working on a new story, and I don't know what I want that to be yet. I'm going to have to look and dabble and see what options I have, because and you'll have to excuse my parents. I just woke up. I worked 6 to 12, like 6 a.m. to 12 today. I went to sit on the bed at like 1 o'clock after I ate some food. And I just woke up at like 5. And I'm like, what? How is it already 5 o'clock? What happened? Where did the time go? So, yeah, I want to see what stories I have as options. I have ideas for scripts I want to write, but that's not what I want to write. The other question is, what genre do I want to write in? Because I do have the Void Styles thing, and I've been like fleshing that out quite a lot and adding a lot of detail to it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to continue working on that or some of these other stories I have. Some of them. So I've written, I don't know how you guys are about this, but I've written outlines for a lot of different stories. But, oh my gosh, there's a mess over there. But, I've written outlines for a lot of stories, but then I'm like, what do I do now? What do I do with this story now after, oh, and then I have a bunch of quotes from Styles that I want to put into some kind of story, because I do love Styles as a character. And then a lot of Hollywood Undead songs, when I listen to them, I can like see, can I pick this up? Nope. Okay. I guess I'll just drink this then. When I listen to Hollywood Undead songs, I can see like a story happening, like in my eyes. So there's a couple of them that I want to, write even like a short story too, and I have written a short story before. It's about 5,988 words. I don't really like the names of any of the characters. I'm not sure what happened there. The names are just absolutely awful, and I don't know what okay, well, I don't know what that word is. I don't think that's a word at all. And I do kind of want to rewrite that a little bit, or oh, there's a lot of cursing in here, damn. Or rewrite it or make it into a full story. We'll see. But I need to think about. Oh, I wrote the lyrics to a song here. Man, I really don't pay attention, do I? I don't think I do. Okay, so, gosh, I just keep talking. Okay, so let's open an Excel. Yeah, we'll do it in Excel. I like writing, okay, so it's going to sound weird, but I like writing my outlines in Excel because, my keyboard is literally right here. Okay. I like writing my outlines in Excel because then I can pick things up and move them around easily, as if I was like, writing it on a whiteboard or whatever. So I think I'm gonna go with and I might have to upload this to Wattpad actually. I don't think I'm gonna be able to write a story that's completely my own. If I do, I'll definitely like publish it and stuff. But for now, I think I'm just gonna write it under the assumption that I'm gonna put it on Wattpad. And then change the character name and see what happens and see if it's different enough for it to be its own story. But, like I said, we'll see. For now, so the idea behind this story is that I have a lot of, like, quotes for this character, too, that I just, like, kind of came up with out of nowhere. And it's gonna start earlier on before the Void took over. And I need a better name for the character. I might name him Colin just because that sounds kind of fun. With one L, not two. Yeah, with one L. I think one L is kind of cool. What about... Hold on. I don't know about the Y. I thought maybe calling with a Y. That might just be weird though. Yeah, we'll just do it as is. So it's gonna start before the Void takes over, but I need like a reason for the Void to take over, if that makes sense. So I'm like really trying to think about this. I have no idea. So I need to think about, you know, I might just use the snowflake plotting method again. So the snowflake plotting method is going to be, I'm going to have to open Project Red to see how the snowflake method works. So the snowflake method is writing a 1-sentence summary, writing a paragraph about it, and then writing one paragraph, right? 1 sentence for each character, and then the 4 main character, or 4 important character questions for each of the main characters. And then, what do we do after that? And then we write 1 paragraph character summaries, like kind of like their backstory a little bit and what they do in this story. And then after that, I saw green. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. And then I write a 1-page story summary, which I might write in, I might write it by hand. I might write it in Word, but it wasn't, this one didn't end up being 1 page. It ended up being a lot longer, but this story I've been working on for so long, and the snowflake plotting method really just helped me pull it together because I was pantsing it for a lot of the time. So the snowflake method really helped me like pull the story together in a way that it makes more sense. And then after the 1-page story summary, I have the 1-page character summaries. Which I would write at least 500 words for the main characters, kind of fleshing out their 1 sentence and 1 paragraph thing. And then, they ended up being a lot longer than they should be, but that's just because these characters, I know a lot more about them than I will for this story I'm gonna write. Oh my gosh, can we get to the bottom, please? I'm not there yet. Wow, this is crazy. See me scrolling over there in the corner. Okay, so then the minor characters get a, 1 sentence or more about their involvement in the story, but I kind of would want like maybe 100 to 250 words for each minor character that's important to the story. And then after that is the 4-page synopsis, which is just taking all of that and putting it together into a really long form outline with paragraphs and how like the story's gonna go. And then I wanted to make a timeline for this story anyways. I don't know for the one that I'm gonna, or for the story for Project Red, that's what I did. I made a storyline and color coded for like each character's timeline and then how they interact with each other, the storylines. For this story I might not do that. I might just make a timeline instead, like just overall timeline, and then make my outline from that, knowing the timing and when things are happening and how the story is going to go. Because for Project Red, I color coded each character's timeline and put them together in the overall timeline of the story to fill in any gaps in time in each character's individual story. And the other question is, am I going to write the Void Styles alternate like reality thing, or not reality, alternate universe thing? Am I gonna write that from 1 point of view or more than one? I think I might just write it from 1 point of view because I've never done that. Obviously, I've always written from more than 1 point of view, and so I know how to get into other characters' heads and stuff. So I might write it from 1 point of view. At most, I think I would have 2. I would have the main character and then maybe the love interest. Because there's a lot that goes on there in the stuff that I've already written, which it's just a lot of quotes and stuff that I've kind of thought of over time. But, we'll see. I'm gonna do some writing and work on this Excel spreadsheet and just like start throwing notes out and trying to put things together. And I'll come back to you guys in a little bit and let you know what I come up with. But yeah, I'll let you know. Okay, so it is much, much later, and I've taken my hair out of the braid because I like it when it's down sometimes. I need to like figure out, because I accidentally, when I was taking a hairband out, I kind of cut part of my hair, so I need to figure out how to layer it on this side too. I also need to re-dye it. It's so brown. And there's grays in there too. Anyway, so I took my hair down. It's much later. It's about 10 o'clock now, waiting for these dang fireworks to stop. I wrote a little bit of a whole, like, thing. Well, I've started to, anyways, write a whole little thing about, like, the story and stuff. And then I'm going to put this over in Dabble in a little bit, maybe tomorrow. I want to continue on with what I'm writing. I just took some, I don't know, I just really felt like writing on, I have graph paper, and sometimes I like using it because I can get like the words really tiny on here. So I'm using the graph paper. I cut it smaller into smaller sheets so I can, I don't know, it just makes sense to me, and I like it better than lined paper sometimes because the lines are a lot closer together. But I at least have a, I think a start to the story. I just need to figure out where it's going. But I do have the beginning at least. So I think I can probably do the, hold on, let me rewrite this. Plot, snowflake. Okay. So now I can make the plot snowflake. Let me write that here too. If I knew how to spell, I could. What's going on here? I don't understand what this computer's doing. So I think with this, so the story that I was saying earlier, so now I have that the main character is just kind of going through their daily life and stuff, but the problem is they don't know when they're awake and when they're not because of something that happened earlier that caused the void to kind of like creep into their mind or whatever. I'm trying to like change it up a little bit but still kind of use the same idea, if that makes sense. So the characters having a normal day where they wake up screaming like it's a nightmare, but they don't actually even know if they woke up yet. Like they don't know when they're awake and when they're not because it's so hard to tell. But the truth is, you know, they go to school, they talk to their friend, whatever, and they're like, there's something like some line along the lines of, I don't know if this is real right now, because I do like that line. I do think that's really nice, and I think I'm gonna keep that same idea. And then when their day actually starts, they stay home. Oh, excuse me. It's getting late. They stay home for the day, and then their best friend comes over to check on them. They might skip school. I don't know. We'll see what happens, how that's gonna work out. So, oops, that's in the way. Let me read here. Hold on. I kind of scribbled it out really fast. Like, my handwriting is so bad here. Like, it's not good. It's not good because I'm just like, write it down. Which is sometimes why I write instead of typing, because it feels like I can write things down faster. Okay, so they tell their best friend about what happened, and they kind of talk about what happened before the actual story here starts. And then, the best friend, like, talks to them and is like, yeah, I have stuff going on too, but it's not, like, quite as bad as that. But I do still, like, I kind of, like, see things or this and that because of what happened before the story, like, the actual book I'm writing starts. And then the best friend's parents, conveniently, maybe they only have one parent, I don't know, but they know about the supernatural world and get them up to speed on it, I guess, and try to figure out how to help them. And the main character has a lot of trouble knowing what's real and what's not. And the best friend helps them as much as they can, just being a person. Like, what are they going to do about it? I haven't figured out if the best friend's, like, supernatural in some way, and they just, like, kind of find out while they're dealing with all of this, or if either of them are supernatural anyway. And then they have a lot of like panic and anxiety attacks, the main character, and they're kind of like losing their mind in themselves a little bit. Um, and after one like really bad anxiety attack, they just kind of, the void that's living inside of them comes out, and the main character is in their own little world while the void is feeding off chaos, strife, and pain, and things like that. Um, it takes the best friend a little while to figure out that something's going on with the main character, because I guess the void is really good at like hiding that it's there, but like certain little things don't line up. And the void just kind of like pops in and out, and usually when the main character comes back to themselves, they're like really confused and they have no idea what's going on. It's like they're waking up from a dream. And then the best friend like eventually like tells them what's been going on, since they've basically been like gone in a way, you know, and kind of what's happening to them a little bit, because they've been trying to figure it out as all of this is going on. I'm not sure where else I'm going with this story. Like, what's the big, like, what are we gonna, you know, figure out here? Is the void gonna... I do kind of like the idea of not a happy ending, so I can make more, you know, I can make it a series if I want to, with the void eventually. Like, this whole novel, they work so hard, right? So, like, this whole thing, they work so hard to, you know, stop the void, get rid of them, whatever. They don't end up doing it, and the void just, like, completely takes over this person. And the best friend is just, like, or not the best friend, the main character is just, like, not gone forever, but, like, kind of locked away for a while, and then we would spend a couple of novels, or at least a novel, with the void completely, and, like, what they're doing and what's going on with that and stuff, because I do have a lot of notes on that, and maybe we'll keep void forever or not, I don't know. And maybe the friends will figure out how to, you know, deal with them and, like, be friends with it eventually. I don't know. And the void's just, like, the way they, like, think and do things is really confusing, and it's, I don't know. They do weird things. And eventually, maybe they learn how to live in this world, because they're, like, over 1,000 years old or something, and, they have to learn how to live in the world as of now. So that'll be for like a later novel's problem. Well, I mean, kind of this novel's problem, because they're trying to blend in and they're not doing a very good job. But so far, I think that's the idea, and I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I might write more about it tonight. I might just type this up, but I might also kind of expand it a little bit and start working on a plot snowflake for this, because I do like the plot snowflake, starting with a sentence, making a paragraph, and then continuing on like a snowflake. You kind of branch out. I do really like that idea, but yeah, so I will start with typing this up and see how far I get. Maybe I will write more to the story that's like the beginning part. Yeah. So starting a new story, always fun. Kind of hard, because you have to figure out a brand new world, and for me, I haven't done this in like 5 years almost. I've been working on like the same story, so starting a completely new one is very interesting. Still keeping like supernatural elements to it, because I do like that kind of thing, but making it in like kind of the real world. I think that's going to be really interesting, because the other story is kind of in the real world, but in like a fictional place kind of too, because there's like certain things that go on that like don't really happen in the real world. So having this happen like completely in the real world is very interesting, and I mean, I'm excited to see where the story takes me. I don't know when I'll actually like start writing the story, but I'll probably spend a lot of time like outlining it and stuff, and I mean, we'll see where it goes. I have no idea, but I wrote like a half page, and I am kind of proud of that. I wrote this in like 20 minutes. I'm just like literally furiously scribbling while listening to like a podcast or something on my computer. So we'll continue on and see where it goes. I might update you again tonight. If not, I will tomorrow. And I really don't know how long this vlog is going to be, because I don't know when I'm going to like cut it off for starting a new story and like continuing it. Maybe I'll make it like a little series or something like I do with Project Red. I'm gonna have to give this one a name too. Project Void, I guess, maybe. I could call it Project Black if I was gonna do colors, but maybe Project Void. I might go with that. I think that's a good one. Yeah, I think that's good. So I just need to spice this up. Not spice it up like spicy, but like change it up a little. Add a little, like zhuzh it up a little bit. Change it up a little bit from, you know, where I'm taking the inspiration from, and just see what happens. So I will update you guys, like I said, tonight or tomorrow. I'm not really sure yet, but we will see. Okay, so it's been a few days since I've said anything, and I don't even remember actually where I was. Oh no, what is this hair doing? Put that down here. Thank you. Alright, it's been a few days since I've worked on the story I was working on, and I don't want this vlog to be too horribly long, so I kind of want to wrap up what I've been thinking about. So I still just have this notes page, and I did type it up in Dabble, but to kind of like look over it and think more about what I want to do with the story, I think I want to have, kind of like in Project Red, have them and their friend, or their best friend, go on an adventure. Obviously they'll meet a girl eventually, whatever, and that kind of thing will happen. And then I want them to not beat the bad guys to the void, I guess, because into the second book I want to have them, the other main characters besides the main character who we kind of lose in the end of the first book, I want them to become the void in a way, and have taken this person's body over, I guess, possessed it kind of like a demon, I guess, but like that is them now. There's not, the original person isn't there anymore, and then have the characters kind of, you know, come to terms with that, sees the love interest, kind of figures it out and stuff, and what goes on with that. And I don't know if there will be any more than a second book, but I kind of want there to be more than one, though, because I'm really bad at ending things with one book, as you can see with Project Red all the time. I do have a lot of trouble with trying to finish that series. But this one, I definitely want to have at least 2 books to kind of show that they didn't meet the bad guy, and the bad guy is just kind of here to stay, and see what happens with that, because it's just an idea I'm kind of messing around with, and I am going to keep writing on this story, and I'll probably update you guys on it at some point, just not right now, obviously, because I need to think about it more and how I want it to go and what things I want to have happen, like, specifically. And then I know for the first book I just want the character to feel like they don't know if they're dreaming or if what's happening is real a lot of the time. So that's kind of the feel I want to get through, or get, you know, across, I guess. I don't know, words are hard. But that's probably gonna be it for this video. I need to kind of flesh this out a little more than the front and back of like a little half page I have here. But I did at least start working on this story like I've been wanting to for such a long time. And I'll probably make like little writing vlogs here and there about it, or, you know, add it in with my monthly writing vlogs, kind of mention both stories now that I'm working on, because I am always working on more than one thing at the same time, and it's been a while since I've started a new story, and I need a project to, well, I need 2 different projects, because when I get kind of bored of one, or I can't figure out what I want to do with the story, I can fall back on the other one and work on that one for a little while until same thing happens, I get bored with that one, and then come back to whichever one. So I just like switch between them a lot. So I need another project, so I'm able to do that. And I think this is going to be the project. Although, like I said earlier, I think I might just end up putting this on Wattpad if it doesn't end up different enough from the source material that I've kind of drawn from. But I do hope to change it enough that it will be its own thing and just kind of sound like something you've heard before, but be a little bit different. But that's going to be it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what kind of writing ideas you guys have, or if you have, like, in Dabble, I have so many different, like, ideas that I want to work on, but this one is the one that I've come up with the most for. There's, like, 10 other outlines, just like one sentence things, or I have the title for a story but nothing else. I'm just like, oh, this title sounds great. What would I do with it? I have no idea. So, yeah, let me know about that. Let me know what you think of the story now. Anything else you want to let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!